until that day when all are one. Predacons, terrorize!
Okay, here I am for Takara / Tommy or whatever. So, I believe I would want to say United Beast Megatron. I don't know whether or not I can say Cybertron Megatron, because there is a Cybertron Megatron already, and the last time I saw him, he did not look like this, but it has a Cyber Planet key, so, you know, maybe he did play a role in Cybertron, or maybe that was just a gimmick that was thrown in because at this time, the other, you know, the Cyber Planet key gimmick was going on, kind of like when minicons were being made for other purposes other than Armada. Now, if you want to know about Beast Wars Megatron, see the knockoff original review I made. You know, not the best Megatron, definitely enjoyable, but, you know, definitely not the best Megatron. Oh, shut up. So, anyways, here it is. As you can see, he's a very, 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 intense purple. Almost looks like the color of, say, grape gum or grape soda. Nah, I'm just joking there. So, Transformers United, Beast Megatron. I can't read Japanese, so if any of you can read Japanese, then go right ahead. Here we have promo, Transformers United, Optimus Prime, and Megatron, and of course, he's a Decepticon. Whoa, cool advertisement. Hey, have you ever played with your toy, you know, in the middle of a furious thunderstorm with smoke? Because I never did that as a kid. As you can see here, it shows his gimmick. He uses the Cyber Planet key to open his tail and use it to shoot out a missile. You have other advertisements, UN-28. Okay, that's Unicron, and that's Optimus Primal. Strength 10, Intelligence 10, Speed 10, Endurance 9, Rank 10, Courage 10. Let's see, Skill 10, Total 79. On an average, I guess this guy's considered a solid A. There's a picture of him, and I'm going to open him up and see what he does. When analyzing United Megatron, it becomes clear that this is pretty much just Beast Wars Megatron, except in a more stylized manner. As you can see, he's the typical purple, but instead of green, he has this odd kind of goldish, and yeah, I'm going to say he kind of has this goldish puke green, as AVGN likes to call it. It's not the best shade of green, but it's shiny, and everybody likes shiny stuff. But yeah, when looking from here, it's more kind of goldish green, as you can call it. He has the Decepticon symbol on his hip here, though I would have preferred the Predacon symbol. And also, he has even better articulation than the original Beast Wars Megatron. The mouth opens and closes, though it's only the top one. Can't move the bottom one, sadly. His legs are thinner, which allows for even more articulation. They can even go 360. Until, I don't know, the shell former thing starts to kick in. And actually, sadly, however, because the way these two hips peg into the knees or the sides of legs, it can get hard for him to stand up, but there we go. The arms are on ball joints, you just rotate them, da-da-da-da-da. And he can bend over, he can go forward, he can move his neck up and down, though don't move it too up, or else, yeah, this little panel here can get open. And I guess you could use the Cyber Planet key, and I just want to say, this is the first Cyber Planet key I have. I think Cyber Planet keys are okay. I mean, I guess to the plot of Cybertron they're important, but the gimmick itself is okay. I personally prefer minicons, because with minicons you actually had tiny little robots, and you had some nice little mold detailing. Here, it's just, you know, it's a little key. It's a cool-looking key, but it's still meh. I guess you could use it in this. You just insert it onto the slot on his, yeah. It can be hard to get in. I don't even know which way it is. Is it like this? Nope, other way. And that reveals what will become his arm and his projectile. And he has a dark purple projectile, which looks like, especially when considering his, yeah, I'll just leave it there. It's supposed to be in robot mode anyway. So overall, this is a good robot mode, I would have to say. Even if he is a little bit too purple, it doesn't really look like Barney in the end, which is a criticism that the other Beast Wars Megatron had. And my only complaint is that it's a little bit too hard to balance without, you know, you really have to make it lean forward in order for it to balance. If you do something like this, just kind of does that. Though, I guess you can do it if you try a lot. Mostly relies on the tail. There we go. So the transformation is pretty much the same as Beast Wars Megatron, but the original Beast Wars Megatron, but with minor changes. You pop open the shell. So yeah, he's a shell former, pretty much. Then afterwards, you also detach the tail, though it's already detached. Then you can already see the, like his robot body there. Rotate this around. Do the same with this. Now now the hard part is getting the feet out of the way. Let's see if I can do it. Ugh. Also detach the pegs. Move them down. Let's see. There we go. Move it down. That'll lock into place. I think I can do better with this one. Nope. Afterwards, let's see. I want to move this thing around, but again, it is tricky. Detach that. And here we go. This is more like it. Then you're going to want to take what becomes his stomach, these little panels, fold them down, bring up the head, there it is, then snap it into place with his backpack of kind of like anime Grimlock, or Grimlock in general. Let's see. There we go. Gotta really move it upright. There we go. Rotate the shoulders. Also move it would be a good idea to move these out of the way. And also, finally, alter the feet so that they're wider and pop out the dark purple heels. And this is what you end up with, if I can balance him. Whoops. Come on. So, here is United Beast Megatron in his robot mode. Now, again, you can obviously see the original Megatron in his design. He just overall transforms the same way. He has the same style of head. I think his chest piece is even reminiscent to that of Beast Wars Megatron. He's got the head and tail for his arms. He's got the same style of feet, the hips, even the crotch joint, even the same little backpack. And that is pretty cool. I have to admit, this is a pretty impressive robot mode, and I think I will display this since it's superior to the knockoff Beast Wars figures I have in their robot modes. Now, the proportions for the most part are good, although this shoulder is bigger than this one, which is out of place, and his tail is way, way longer than his head here. In fact, his tail actually can reach the bottom without even trying. Like that. And you have more support. But what you can do is, well, I'll show you that later. Let's get to the little gimmick. His key. First you take the key, you gotta insert it onto the tail, and it's less than appropriate this time. And that reveals the projectile. What you're gonna want to do is find this little switch here, and let's see, you can also move it forward. And fire. Ugh. It can be hard, it can be tricky to do so since it's kind of tucked away. Okay. And there we go. That's his gimmick. Just a projectile. Really, why you couldn't just open it up is beyond me. Instead, you have to have some weird key. I guess I could say the same thing about Minicons. But anyways, yeah, in terms of articulation, Beast Wars Megatron is also pretty good. Again, 360. He has good knee joints. His mouth can even open and shut, so you can have like little lasers. And I do like the idea of that projectile, aside from, say, the squirt gun that the original Beast Wars Megatron had. Even this, although it can't, yeah, even this can bend to and fro. Like that. So you can get him in a lot of cool poses. And one thing I like also about this figure is the head, which is more like the original release of Beast Wars Megatron rather than the Toys R Us exclusive. He looks really angry, and he doesn't look like he's about to say yes or no, unlike the Toys R Us exclusive version. Now anyway, what you can do to make his arms seem more even is, let's see, actually, when you look at it, if you see that hand, he's actually holding on to his tail the whole time, which is kind of like Beast Wars Megatron the show, whereas in the Beast Wars Megatron toy, the original one did not have a hand. All it had was the claw and the pincer gimmick. I guess this one does if you just want to open and shut the tail. But what you do here is that you detach it from these two little circles, and that's my major complaint with this figure, my only major complaint, really. It can be hard, again, if you want to snap it back on, it can be tricky, especially when you have to make it so that he's holding it just right, and then get these two pegs to snap on. So that's tricky. But now he has a normal hand, and now, although it's really short, I guess it's the same length as the, not exactly the same length, but it makes more sense with the dinosaur head, which actually makes a lot of sense, or the Tyrannosaurus Rex head, as I'd like to say. Also, however, you don't always have to leave this to the side. In fact, you can activate the gimmick again, or you don't have to activate the gimmick, I'm just doing it to, you know, for my little ending. Then, like Shockwave, it doesn't go in his hand, there's just a peg on, let's see, below his palm that kind of looks like he's grabbing onto it, but not quite. So you have his tail transformed into a gun, which is also a good idea. So, overall, because, I don't know, I heard there are also versions of this toy in white or green, and maybe those don't have a, let's say, as silly paint job as this very, very deep purple, like, this puts Twilight Sparkle's color to shame. But still, it's really, really nice to have an original Beast Wars Megatron without really having to buy, well, an original Beast Wars Megatron. He's really articulate, he's got a great paint job, a nice molded head, and also I just like, again, like his detail, like his mode, and the Takara version, which is actually the version on Amazon that will come up first, not the North American version, not the Hasbro version, but the Takara version, is only $30. So if you think it's worth getting for $30, then go ahead. You've got great boxes like this, and of course you have the instructions, but because I've transformed the original Beast Wars Megatron, you know, do I need these instructions? No. So, whoops. Yes. These instructions are inferior considering my intellect. Yes. So, anyway, yeah, that is my review for Beast Wars United Takara Itama Megatron, or Beast Megatron here. And afterwards, I will be reviewing that inferior little excuse, Optimus Primal. Will he defeat me? No. Will I defeat him? Yes. So I'll see you all later. Yes.
Support Cybertron. Subscribe.